watching KTAL News Now. Here's Brittany DeFran with your midday news break.
It's Thursday, which means one thing. That's right, the weekend is almost here. Hi, welcome to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran, and I've got your midday news break right here. Hurricane Ian did make landfall Wednesday afternoon. The massive storm made it impossible for authorities to be able to assess the damages that were caused by this massive storm. But from the looks of it, as videos and photos are circulating social media, it's already clear that Ian will go down in the books as the most destructive storm in Florida's history. Yesterday, I had a chance to speak with Florida Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren, who was already predicting that with the destruction that we have saw so far within the afternoon after it hit, Ian will be retired as a name, used for hurricanes. And I also have family in Florida. Some of my family members, I didn't hear from them till late at night. That's when they got their service back, with a lot of destruction to their home, but they are okay. And here at the news station, we are just sending out prayers for all those families impacted in Florida. But here in Shreveport, volunteers are coming together to provide a helping hand as well. The volunteer network is working to provide hurricane relief to Florida for residents who are in dire need. If you would like to contribute, they're asking for toiletries, water, clothing, and monetary donations. Members of the organization say they also need volunteers to take supplies to Baton Rouge. The United Cajun Navy will then take those supplies and donations to Florida.
Yeah, we do need truck drivers, trucks, trailers, if they want to donate their time.
Cargo trailers.
Car trailers. Yeah, anything that can carry supplies is covered. We'd be happy to send them with some supplies.
You can drop off those donations at the warehouse of Summer Grove Baptist Church in Shreveport. Drop-off hours are from 6 to 8 p.m. every day this week, and then from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. Now, watching the impact of Hurricane Ian and the damage it has caused to Florida has people wanting to act proactively, like Texas lawmakers who are looking to prepare for the next possible storm with a fence that they can use. It's going to cost $31 billion, a coastline spine project to help protect the coast from storm surges. And now that has been approved, but there is no plan on how they plan to pay for it. These large gates would be built to protect the bay and stop water from coming in. Some are hoping that this deal will be finalized soon so that it can, protect those families and save lives.
Saw the devastation of essentially the poor and the elderly afterwards. Recovery does not work for them. Only protection works.
The project construction could take up to 20 years to finalize that project right there. A lot of work there, but is extremely important as it can definitely save some lives. Now, meanwhile, in Washington, President Biden is also pledging his administration's aid to Florida while he's speaking at the White House Conference on Hunger, Nutrition, and Health. The president called Hurricane Ian a life-threatening event and encouraged residents to listen for advice provided by local and state officials. Now, this leads us into our question of the day. I'm going to give you a moment to take down this QR code you see right here on your screen. Today's question of the day is, do you think President Biden's plan to end hunger in America by 2030 is achievable? Go ahead and put your answer in here, yes or no. Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back with more on your midday news break.
Watching KTAL News Now. Here's Brittany DeFran with your midday news break.
Welcome back to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran here with your midday news break. We're starting off in Bowie County, where we're picking right where we left off. Now, 11 days into the Capitol murder trial, and jurors finally hear from Taylor Parker for the first time. Videos of her police interviews were shown to the court Wednesday, and the investigator who conducted those interviews testified that Parker told wildly different stories, but she consistently claimed that she did not want to go to Reagan Hancock's house on the morning of the murder, but that Reagan insisted she come over. Parker says Hancock started a fight with her and begged her to take the baby. Prosecutors say none of that lines up with the evidence provided so far. You can find these details and in-depth coverage of the trial on KTALnews.com, or you can also download our app at KTAL News Now. Now, for those in the city of Minden and Webster Parish, you're under a boil advisory notice. The city says there were control issues at the water plant, which led to low water pressure. The control issues has been resolved, but Louisiana Department of Health is testing those water samples, so until they say the water is safe to drink, they are recommending you boil your water for at least a full minute. So try to stay safe there, and we'll try to keep you updated on KTALnews.com for that as well when the water is safe to drink. Now here is a look and an update on what's going on over at the Fairgrounds Field as we take a look at our NBC6 Skyview 6 video capture above the Fairgrounds Field Wednesday. That was taken right there, and this update, you can see the demolition is continuing despite efforts by some community members to halt the process. The goal is to renovate the historic stadium, and it looks like crews have already taken out the seats and organized them into piles on the field. The demolition began earlier this month, and the contract says it must be complete within 90 days. Now that is a mission in itself, to get going and get that demolition complete. Meanwhile, in Washington, President Biden is also pledging his administration's aid to Florida while he was speaking at the White House Conference on Hunger, Nutrition, and Health. Yeah, those families in Florida have really been impacted by Hurricane Ian, and the president called for Hurricane Ian as a life-threatening event and encouraged residents to listen to advice provided by local and state officials. So this actually leads us to our question of the day. All right, going to give you a moment to take down this QR code you see right here on your screen. Today's question of the day is, do you think President Biden's plan to end hunger in America by 2030 is achievable? Go ahead and put your answer in right here, yes or no. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time.